Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Dark Keo. I'm back again with another video. I'm still having trouble with my camera, so this is from my phone again. And today I thought I'd give a little quick sort of demo slash test. And that is going to be using water-based markers to sort of make like a watercolor effect with this drawing. These drawings right here. So today I have 3 different types of water-based markers. The first one is, these are some brush tip markers. Come in 30 in a pack. I bought these from Walmart a while ago, so I don't remember how much they cost. And this is what they look like. They have a brush tip. So that's the brush tip water-based markers. And of course I have 3 colors. I have the colors same color, well, I try to have similar colors, I guess you say, for all the markers. And so they're gonna be yellow, pink, blue, and green. The next one is going to be one that I did a demo with before, and that is the Aqua Pen by Graphics. And again, this is the marker. This is the fine tip. This is the brush tip. And the same or similar enough colors as the brush tip. And last but not least, I have some Crayola markers. I paid $3.49 for these ones. You might be able to find it for cheaper. Buy the basic 10 set. Again, same colors as before. And we're going to do a little test. Again, I'll be using this, which is a water brush. You can see there's water in it, but I won't be actually dipping into water. And I'm just going to paint these little flowers that I drew the other day. I tried to draw them similar enough so I can get an accurate kind of test, I guess. The first one will be with the brush tip markers, and then I'm going to use the Aqua Pens, and then we're going to try the Crayola. Sorry, I'm just putting these in order real quick, so that way I can just grab them easy. Yeah, this is real fun, huh? Okay, so there we go. I got them in order now by the side, so that way I can just grab them. And now we're going to move on to our fresh attempt to see if we can get similar effects using these markers. So we're going to color in the tips of the flower first. And this is just we'll try to see if I can lay down the marker, kind of like you did with the Aqua Pens, and then see if I can maybe drag out the color. We're going to see how well this will work. So, test number 1. And it's a bit hard to see, but it is somewhat working. The yellow is indeed going onto the paper. So it's working. You see right there, the petal is yellow. And this is probably going to be easier to see, hopefully, because it's green. Again, we're just like dragging the color around. And this is with the green. So as you can see, it works with the Aqua Pens. Not with the Aqua Pens, with those brush tip markers, just like it would work with the Aqua Pens. So you can get so now we know that these work, and you can get a watercolor effect using these markers as well, which are, I don't remember how much they were, but they might be a little bit cheaper than the other ones, which were like $30, and they come with more colors. But anyway, so that's test number 1, and I would say that's a success. Test number 2, the Aqua Pens by Graphics. I think this time I'm going to try a different space. So we're going to color the sky and the grass to see what happens. But like I said, I gave it a demo on these before, so I already know how they work. And I can link down to that demo if you want to see that one. So we're just going to test this out with the grass and the sky. So once again, I'm going to lay down my color. Hopefully I won't drip water in this one. And we're going to see the spread around the color. So as you can see, same thing, right? It's spreading around, and now you can see it with the other markers too, but I don't know if it's just the way I did it or if that's the way they work. I'm assuming if it were all the projects I did have been the same. It's darker, of course, where I colored already, but I don't think that really matters that much, at least not to me. But I think if you're coloring it, and maybe you don't want like those like streaks in certain areas, you might be aware of that. So you be careful about where you lay down the color first, because it's going to be a darker area. So probably put that where you're going to have your darker areas, and then just spread it out. Because you can see here, you're picking up the color like you would kind of with a watercolor brush, and you're just like spreading it around, right? So you can spread the color around from whichever point you sort of started at. As long as it's wet and it's got the pigment in there, you should be good. And as you can see, you can still sort of move it around. And you could get like a nooks and, like, not nooks and crannies, but you know what I'm saying, like smaller spaces. So just paint around the flower. Yeah, just spread around color. And I'm not sure if we can go how it works if you go over them. I can test that out in a second here, and I could test it out with the other markers as well to see if maybe you can get like, I don't know, like a blending or coloring technique. But basically, you know that you can spread around the color. So you can actually see, like right there, I just went to the, and it has good sides and bad sides, I guess. So this is same thing with the grass. And then I'm going to see how it looks if you do 2 different colors with the same pen. See how it blends, and then I'll do something like that with this one as well. So again, I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm going to use the brush tip pen. Oops. Sorry, I'm used to color with other markers, so I kind of color that one in. Don't get happy with that, I guess, like I did. We're going to color that area right there yellow. And then we're going to see what happens if we lay the pink down. See if the colors run together, or if you can get some sort of like gradient with it. So here we go. Test number 1. probably not a real good example because it's kind of small to see. But it looks like it kind of did blend together. So you can probably succeed at some sort of blending. So I'm going to try it with these as well. And since this actually has a lot more colors with it, I'm going to grab another blue, a lighter blue, and see if we can't get some sort of like gradient with the sky. Oops, I think I just killed my marker by accident. Okay, so that was an accidental test. But don't actually put these in water. But you can see, you can almost use it as a paintbrush, I guess, when you do that by accident. Okay, so now we're gonna do the blue sky. And actually, this is more violet color, but I think you get the point. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of get these to do like a gradient. Then I'm gonna see how far up I can actually get the color to spread. So test number 1, gradient. So with this, you kind of do the same thing you did to aqua pens. And you can kind of like blend the colors together to kind of get like a gradient. And then you can also kind of, like I said with the aqua pens, you can spread around the color just like with the aqua pens. And with this one, maybe because I did it different, I don't think you quite have the, I'm getting water everywhere, sorry, dark marks like you do with the aqua pens that you have with these ones. I'm sorry, you don't have the dark marks like you have with the aqua pens. I don't know if I'm just not like spreading it out enough or quick enough or what, but it seems like this one might be a little bit better in some sense if you don't want like super dark marks on your work from where you scribbled. Or at least that's how I feel, because you can see right here, it's you don't see those marks quite, like as I'm running the brush over it, they're just kind of like disappearing almost. And just kind of like pigment on the paper. It doesn't look like you can really spread it that much, of course, once it's dry. Or again, that could just be me. And by the way, this is just a Canson sketchbook XL mixed media. So it's not necessarily watercolor paper, but it works for what it is. And you can get like, they call that blooming, kind of like you get watercolor. You got the same thing going in here, as you can see from my accidental spillage. So, sorry. So with the brush tip pens, you don't have these ugly dark marks like you have with the aqua pens. So that might be a better factor, I guess, or one of the better ups of this. And because I don't remember how much I paid for these, but they might be cheaper. Or if they are around the same, then you have more colors, at least with this. I really wish I could remember how much these were, because I honestly don't. Like I said, I do like the fact that you don't have, I'll say it again, I like the fact that you don't have the dark streaks like you have here. I mean, you pay like $30 for these pens, which probably isn't super bad considering that there's a lot more expensive products. But those dark marks, like I said, considering you can just buy these from Walmart, you can probably buy these from somewhere else too, but I got those at Hobby Lobby. So I don't know, you could maybe find them cheaper, but I don't know, my opinion is like, maybe, I don't know, because these are actually meant to be like, used for like watercolor. And these I think are just meant to like color, not actually meant to be like watercolor. But anyway, moving on. The next test will be, but not Copics. I always say Copics before. I keep wanting to say Copics, let me say Copics. But it's going to be Crayola markers. And Crayolas, of course, are just the same markers you all used as a child. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing with the Crayola that I did with the other markers. I'm going to test the spreading around the color. Kind of like mixing the colors too. And see how this goes. So I'm laying down the color. And we're going to see if we're going to get something more like this or more like this. So just spread around the color. And it does seem like with the Crayola, you got the same thing kind of with the aqua pens. And that's that you can still see the lines where you originally put it. So maybe depending on what you're doing, you might want to watch out for that again. Because of course if you want them to look there, then it's not a problem. But if you don't, then it could be an issue. Because you can still see the green marks right here. From where I actually laid down the color. And then this is going to be a test to see if you put two colors down. So the pink is obviously darker here, so it's probably easier to see. And honestly, I think it's sort of taken over. And it's started to become kind of oranges. Which I guess isn't a bad thing. But, yeah. The colors should probably be laid down separately if that's not what you're going for. I wasn't really going for anything. I just wanted to see what happened if I did the same technique. And I can show you up close. Obviously, the Crayola one is still wet. And the aqua one is still dry. It's a little hard to see, but it is pink. And then it goes kind of like yellow. And then this is like pink and yellow as well. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of almost blend together. Alright. So now for, oop, I gotta start dripping on this thing. The sky part. So again, we're gonna see if we can like drag the color around. Which you indeed can, of course. Just like with the other ones. So you could probably do like color shifts with that. I mean, obviously I just bought like the simple set, but they have Crayola markers, which are the same thing that come in different packs and different sets. So if you want more colors, you can always get more colors. And it's the same marker, so you're going to get the same effect. So you can in fact do the same technique pretty much with all these markers. So so the graphics pens aren't bad, but it's like if you just want to test this technique out, or if you're not gonna have to spend too much money but to do like a technique like this, then it's probably maybe be more beneficial for you to get one of the Crayolas, or these brush tip markers, like maybe a cheaper version of a water-based marker, because y'all do sort of the same thing. And then that's the Crayola. So brush tip markers. Again, this one, same technique. And of course you get like the blooming effect stuff going on with all these. Same as you do with watercolor. You almost wouldn't know the difference if you use like a watercolor and you use like a marker. It's the same sort of concepts for, I guess, different. It's ink, I guess, instead of like the little palette things. This one, of course, you can't really see the streaks of where you laid down the color. That blends out better, I think, than it does with these two. Like this one, you can pretty clearly see where I laid down the color, and the same thing with the Crayola. So while you can achieve the same effects with all these markers, just bear in mind that if you use the Crayola or Aquafix pens, just watch out where you're laying down your color before you spread it, and do like in your darkest areas, like if you have like where your shadows are, and then make it go to like the lighter areas. And if you're trying to get a whole solid color, like without like highlight dark shadows or anything like that, you still might be careful. But I don't think that'd be avoidable with these, unless I just don't know how to really blend it out. But even doing it right now is like it's still there. And I accidentally dripped water in here, but even then you can still see faint blue scribble. So that is it for, I guess, today. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you could try this on your own. We use some different water-based markers. I would assume that they all work the same. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day. Thumbs up if you liked it, and goodbye.